Pilates, abs, core, let's get into it. Hey, I'm Preston. Right into a warm-up. Pilates, abs, and core. What do I have in my pocket? Oh, the mic pack. Let's get started with a warm-up, cat and cow. Exhale, round the back, push the mat away for the cat. Inhale, drop the stomach, look up. Arch the back for the cow. We'll do 2 more. Cats and cows. How are you doing today? Are you ready to strengthen your core? 1 more cat. Really round the back. 1 more cow. Nice work. Walk the hands. Drop the pelvis. Look up. High cobra, the last warm-up move. And then we get right into our first plank challenge. 1 minute, 17 seconds, I believe. So I'm doing a straight arm plank right now. All 10 fingers nice and wide. I tuck my tailbone under. I squeeze my abs in. I try and make a straight line from my hips to my shoulders. Squeeze my butt. Did I say that already? You could also do a forearm plank. You just bring your butt down with you in line with your hips. You still squeeze everything. You could have your arms parallel or your hands together. Whatever works for you. It is a beautiful sunny day in New York City. I think we're officially in spring mode. Hopefully no more freezing temperatures. Out early in the morning, UV index of 1. Excellent. All right, let's do some other movements, shall we? Criss-Cross Scissors. Lie on down. Bring your legs up to the sky. Drop 1 leg. So you're making an L shape, then curl up, twist opposite elbow to opposite knee, and then switch, keeping your torso, your head, neck, and shoulders curled up the entire time. We do all of these exercises super slow, super controlled. Try and get that leg as straight as you can. Try and get that knee as close to the elbow as you can. While keeping your legs straight, this will force you to curl up even higher. We do each exercise for 1 minute and 13 seconds. Don't ask me why. That's just how it be. Last 10 on the scissor crisscross combo move, twisting and lifting. All right, butterfly crunches. Lie on down. Feet, the bottoms of your feet together. Your knees open. Butterfly position. Elbows nice and wide. Hands behind your head. Curl up. And we're just going to do little crunches at the top of our range of motion in this crunch position. So I'm looking at my belly button. I'm looking at my inner thighs. Take a second and make your elbows even wider. I'm keeping my chin off my chest. I'm feeling this in my upper abs. Just small little crunches at that top. Only up, not down. If you ever need to take a break, just bring your head down and bring your knees into your chest, and then when you're ready, get back into it. Exhale on the lift. Inhale whenever you need to. All right, frog leg lift and lower. So kind of the same idea with our legs, but we'll bring them up to tabletop. So our heels and the insides of our feet are together. Our knees are kind of wide apart, and we will lift and lower our legs. So I'm extending my leg out in front of me. my legs out in front of me, I should say. I'm levering my body. I'm keeping my lower back glued to the mat, and I'm only lowering my legs down as low as they can go before my lower back arches off the mat, and then I bring it back in. Keep that frog shape. Just leg lifts and lowers, keeping that lower back on the mat. Using your abs to lift and lower those legs, extend those legs out and up and in. All right, nice work on the frog lift and lower. Pelvic lift. Bring your knees or your feet underneath your knees, your feet kind of close to your butt, your feet and knees are hip distance apart. On the exhale, peel the pelvis up into a pelvic lift. Really squeeze everything. At the top, lift a little higher and then slowly lower it down, feeling each vertebrae touch the mat. And then when your hips touch, you take an inhale, exhale, peel the pelvis up, pelvic lift, really stretching or squeezing through the glutes, pushing your rib cage diagonally towards your knees, squeezing your core, and then lower it down. Go at your own pace, of course, but I do want you to go slowly. I want you to feel each movement, feel the muscles, feel the core tightening, feel the vertebrae touch and leave the mat. All right, lie on your right side. And we're going to do oblique V-ups. Lie all the way down, legs together, hips stacked, legs same length. Ear glued to your bicep. And then we're going to lift our head glued to our arm, and then both legs at the same time, creating like a little V using our oblique muscles. The hand, the opposite hand is gently resting on the mat to provide support, but you're doing most of the motion with your obliques, your core. You're lifting your legs together. You're keeping your ear super glued, connected to your bicep. We'll do the other side in a few more reps. Reverse plank crunch is up now. So what we will do is fix the mic first of all. All right. Legs together, extend your legs out long. Press up through your palms to create a reverse plank. And then what we'll do from here is we'll drive the knee in one at a time. Maybe lift your legs even higher. Lift your torso even higher and try and hold it there for that reverse plank. You could also be on your forearms, but I prefer the straight arm reverse plank. Driving those knees in as much as you can. Really driving them in. Feeling that crunch. Take a second, lift the torso even higher if it dropped. My nose drops. Poor core strength is my excuse. It's not really an excuse. All right, Pilates 100s. We'll do a few different variations. Lie on down. Legs to tabletop. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. Squeeze the legs together. Hover your arms just a couple of inches off the mat and vigorously pump the arms at your side. This is option 1. Option 2, a little bit more challenging. Legs up to 90 degrees. And then option 3, most challenging, legs out to 45 degrees. So you inhale for 5 pumps, exhale for 5 pumps. Or you can just inhale and exhale whenever you want. But on the exhale, you really want to kind of let your arms force the air out of your lungs. Obviously, when I'm talking, it's hard to do that. Just a few more seconds. Strong pumps out of the armpit muscles. Nice. All right, oblique V-ups, other side. So whatever side you didn't do first time around, flip on over to the other side. Glue the bicep to the ear. Stack the hips. Legs same length. Other hand supports gently on the mat. And then we lift both arm and legs off the mat with the head staying connected to that bicep, creating a nice little V shape using the obliques. Focus on the slow, controlled mobility. Hold the crunch at the top for a split second. Use that supporting hand to help increase your range of motion, provide stability so you don't rock back and forth. Nice. All right, plank dips, we could flip over onto our stomach. Let's do forearm plank dips. So bring your hips up as high as your shoulders. First, let's get that strong forearm plank, legs together. And then we rotate our right hip down to dip and touch the mat. Bring it back up to center. Then the other hip down, back up to center. So, yeah, that's all you do. But do focus on using your core muscles to slowly lower and dip your hips. You just don't want to plop them down and then bring them back up quickly. You want to do it slowly. Time under tension. Keep those core muscles under tension for as long as you can to strengthen and increase your core stability, which will help us with everything we do in life. All right, Pilates push through seated rollbacks. So what we'll do is we'll do some segmented rollbacks. We'll start with our feet on the mat, knees bent, hands behind our thighs. Tuck the pelvis under and just roll back a little bit, shoulders down and back. Create that C shape with your spine. And then roll back up, sit up nice and tall. And then let's roll back a little bit further than we did the first time. So level 2. And sit up nice and tall, shoulders down and back. Level 3. Even further. Sit up nice and tall. Keep on going. We'll go to level 6. 4. This is where it gets hard for me. My feet want to come off the mat. Sit up nice and tall. 5. Even further back, maybe belly button behind or touching the mat. Come up. And then on this one, we'll roll all the way down as slow as you can for our next exercise, scissor crossovers. So, all right, lift the legs up to the sky, glue them together, and we're going to cross our feet left and right. Once we have that under control, we'll lower and lift our legs only about to 45 degrees or until the point you feel your lower back start to arch off the mat, and then we lift them back up to about 90 degrees. Legs nice and straight, slicing motion with the feet. Slowly lower it down. Doesn't matter how far you lower them. What matters is how far you stretch your legs out on the way down. This will recruit those deep core muscles, hip flexors, slicing side to side. Just a few more seconds here. Nice work. All right, leg rainbows. Sit on up, legs out to a diagonal, whatever diagonal you want. Sit up nice and tall, hands next to your hips. And then we're going to lift our legs up and over, controlling our hips, keeping our legs the same length. When your legs are the same length, that's an indication. Man, the honking is non-stop out there. I hope you can't hear it. When your legs are the same length, it's an indication that your hips are level and even left and right side. Let me show you from the side view here. Hips next to the hands, leg rainbows up and over. You can put an object under your rainbow like your water bottle if you feel you need some extra accountability. All right, supine spine twist with knee drop. This is kind of like an intermission, a nice stretch. Lie on down, legs to tabletop, arms out to a T. Supine spine twist, just let your legs fall over to one side. Try and get that knee as close to the armpit as you can. Maybe look over the opposite shoulder. And we'll hold this for a few seconds. And then up and over to the other side. Go at your own pace. Remember to try and get that knee into the elbow or as close to the elbow as possible while keeping the opposite shoulder on the floor. Even though we're stretching right now, we're still using our abs and core to bring our legs up and over in that twist. So we're not wasting any time here. We're still building that strong core. Man, my right bicep and shoulder is tight. Hard to keep it on the floor today. My left one, perfect. Bird dog with one knee bent. We'll do half on the right, half on the left. Let's start with the right leg back. Let me fix my mic. All right. Right leg back, drop the right hip, then extend the left arm forward, and we'll drive the knee, rounding the back as we pull the knee in towards the elbow. Try and get the elbow and knee to touch. I almost made a new word. Nelbow, knee and elbow. We'll do one more on this side. Nice. All right, so left leg back this time. Drop the left hip. Extend the right arm. Suck in the navel. Drive that opposite knee to opposite elbow. And then back out. Nice straight line. Core tight. Hips level. All right, quadruped, hip circles, right. I'll face this way so you can start seeing me. All right, so from all fours, quadruped, lift your right leg out like you're a dog about to pee on a fire hydrant. Then bring the knee in towards the elbow, circle it around, back out, pee on the fire hydrant, knee towards the elbow. Slow and controlled. This is a nice little hip opener, hip stretch as well. We'll do half. Actually, I think we do all of it on this side, and then in a few more, we do this on the left side. So keep it going just on the right, nice and slow. How big can you lift your leg to pee on the fire hydrant? And then how close can you get that knee to your elbow or your forearm? I have poor hip mobility, so my knee can't go that high, but that's why I'm working on it. This will help improve that. All right, crunch with glute bridge. How are we going to do this? First, let's do a glute bridge, and then let's try and do a crunch with that. So feet close to the butt, knees about hip distance apart. Squeeze your butt up to a glute bridge, and then can we do a crunch? Yeah, we could do a little crunch. So make your elbows nice and wide while you hold your hips up. So it's just a small range of motion. You don't want to pull on your neck too hard. Let's try this. Take a second, widen your elbows, lift your hips, maybe bring your feet closer to your butt for a even higher glute bridge, and then let's try some more of those crunches while we're in this glute bridge. I guess it's working out. I create my routines by using AI, specifically Gemini 2.5 Pro model, the latest and greatest from Google. It does a decent job. I tell it, use 66% of my exercises. Use 66% of my exercises and then create 33% new exercises yourself. All right, quadruped hip circle, all fours. Lift the left leg, fire hydrant to the knee, and then in and around. For example, this is a Gemini exclusive. I have some ideas on how I want to extend this functionality in the future. So we'll see what happens. Really try and lift that hip open so you have good aim on that fire hydrant. Shoulders down and back. Big circles up and around. Nice. All right, a simple static hollow body hold. Roll on down. First, we make sure our lower back is in contact with the mat. Next, curl our head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. Reach the arms past your ears. Glue the legs together, reach those out 45 degrees. Hollow body hold. If you need a rest break, just bring your knees into your chest, lower your head down. Otherwise, keep that static, isometric, hollow body hold going. Maybe curl up even higher, looking at your belly button, keeping your chin off your chest, squeezing your legs together. Imagine if someone were to come around and try and pull your feet apart. They would not be able to do it. Imagine if they came over and try to move your arms. Your arms are energized. They wouldn't be able to move your arms. Curl up even higher. Extend those arms and legs even longer for a few seconds. Nice work. Plank bridge march with alternating reach. Okay. Is it plank march or glute bridge march? I think it's glute bridge march. All right, lift your glutes up to the sky. March it out. Start the march first of all. And then when you're ready, as you march the right or one knee in, the opposite leg extends long. And then back to center. Opposite knee, opposite arm. Lift the hips even higher. I just said opposite knee, opposite arm, and I'm over here doing it incorrectly. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. It just gets your brain involved. I have no brain. That's why I mess up so much. Take a second, lift the hips even higher. March, placing the foot down gently. Nice. Side oblique leg crunches, right side. Lie on your right side. You could either, let's do a forearm side plank. Arm reaches out, drive the knee in, then back out. You can keep your leg lifted or lower it down each time. Make sure your elbow is underneath your shoulder, making a straight line. I needed to readjust mine. If you're keeping your leg lifted, keep it as high as your hip, and then really try and touch that knee to the elbow. We'll do the other side next round, I think. Remember, you can always lower, have one knee on the floor, do that as well. But try and hold a side plank for a little bit, reaching those hips up to the sky. Nice. All right, side oblique leg crunches on the other side now. So first order of business is to make sure your elbow is directly underneath your shoulder. That'll provide a strong, sturdy base of support. Legs are stacked. Lift the hips up if you want. Reach the arm out. Drive the knee in. Option to keep the leg lifted the entire time. Or lower the leg down as you do those oblique crunches. Or lower both legs down. If you lower both legs down, probably, keep both legs straight, actually. That's best. So a few options. Most challenging, star shape or side plank with leg lifted the entire time, hip height. You have the other option of stacking that leg. Or hip down, still doing those oblique crunches. All right, nice work. Roll up. Let's start by rolling down though. How about that? Legs nice and long, feet flex, legs glued together. Reach forward as if you were reaching over a table, belly button and stomach back. Drop the shoulders. Let's roll it back as we did earlier, vertebrae by vertebrae. And then when your head hits the ground, your arms are up to the sky. Inhale down here, exhale. Roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Try and resist the urge to resist gravity on the way down, then on the way up, resist the momentum on the way up. Reach forward, belly back, elbows out of the ears at all times. I get like 0.001% better every time I do this. This was always the most difficult for me when I went to Pilates class. Last plank of the day, last thing of the day, right into a plank. When I went to Pilates class, the roll-up was always the most challenging, and it's still the most challenging for me. So I'm doing a straight arm plank. My hands are underneath my shoulders. I'm squeezing my butt. I'm tucking my tailbone under. I'm trying to get my butt in line with my shoulders. Of course, I don't have a mirror out here, so I just do it the best that I can. If you have a mirror, take a look at yourself, side view hopefully, and see how straight you are. Remember, option forearm plank, or you can just alternate between the two, however frequently you want, but try to not drop the knees to the mat. After this, we do a quick cool down. We say goodbye, and we walk out of here with a six-pack. All right, nice work. Cool down, widen your knees. Shift your weight back towards your heels for child's pose. Really reach those arms out long in front of you. Then come to all fours. We'll do some cat and cow movements, round the back. Arch the back. Round the back for the cat. And then arch the back for the cow. One more of each, round the back. Arch the back. Walk your hands forward, drop your pelvis, look up, high cobra, shoulders down. And that is it, y'all. Your core should be feeling stronger. I know mine is. Thank you so much for joining me today. You did awesome. That was a definite challenge. We come out of it with a stronger core. We are live every weekday where we do a different style. I hope to see you again soon.